What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy NoMo, and today we're looking at, Hokkaido gals are super adorable. I couldn't wait for this anime to drop on a Monday. I think it's fantastic that it dropped on Monday because I got something for you guys later on in the evening that you can check out. But it starts with the MC who just moved from Tokyo. He just moved from Tokyo, and he's moving to the city of Kitami, which is located in Hokkaido, with his dad. Now his dad's like, okay, sorry I can't pick you up. I'll be done with work soon. Can you go ahead? You go ahead to the house. Like, go ahead. Dad's telling him yada yada yada. And he's like, okay. And he feels that Kitami isn't that far, so he gets out a little bit early than usual. And the taxi driver's looking like, yo, are you sure about that? Like, you're gonna have to walk a little bit. And he's like, I'll be okay. And it's snowing outside. Of course, he's not prepared for it. This man get hit right in the lungs with just sub-zero freeze. And I mean, this lake effect type stuff going on is like living in upstate New York. It sucked when I lived there, but man, he had it bad. So now he has to find a way to get to the city of Kitami because, he's walking and he thinks it's a short walk. And when I mean short walk, I mean he's thinking it's like casual up the road. But he finds out from this girl at a bus stop who's rocking like a skirt, no gloves, with scarf, pretty much a school uniform. I don't know what the hell she was thinking wearing that, but she still looked pretty. She tells him that the city of Kitami is about 3 hours away. So that like shocks him. He's like, yo, what? 3 hours? Oh my God. But she suggests like, wait for the bus because it'll take you there. He's like, okay. So they vibe and all that stuff throughout pretty much their time together. They're really vibing this entire time. And she later introduces herself when she gets on the bus as Fuyuki Minami. And I think that's a pretty cute name for her and whatnot. And, he's already looking like, man, she got them two things right there and they thangin', you feel me? And, later on, she's like, I hope we meet in class together since we're going to be going to the same like high school and all that. And what happens? He ends up going to the school. He ends up introducing himself to everybody, and he ends up sitting right next to her in the class. It shouldn't shock anybody. I want to point out, let me go back real quick. I want to point out back at like 4 minutes and something, that as when she asked like why you moved from Tokyo way out to Sticks, and I read like the first 2 chapters of the manga. She says, but compared to Tokyo, isn't this like totally mid? Kitami, I mean. Now, I know gyarus are normally the types to do slang. We use slang in everyday life regardless. But I think that was just kind of weird that they said totally mid. Like, it wasn't in the manga, and she does have an accent, so it just threw me off. It didn't like ruin the moment, but it was just like, okay, I'll let it slide. Then we move forward to when they're in the classroom, and now he's saying something weird because she's talking to him and all that, talking about his first name's cute and all this shit. And, he's like, my first name's so whack. This is so whack. She's whacking down on boundary. This localization was just kind of garbage. like, I'm not kidding. I was kind of like, what are you doing? This is garbage. Who the fuck is doing subs? But moving forward from there, they did miss some content during lunch break. And I can pull it up right here. During the lunch break, Fuyuki ends up having a snowball fight outside. Like, she's really having fun with her friends and all that stuff, and he's like looking from the window and all that. That was cut from the anime for whatever reason. And like going forward, everything seems to be pretty much the same with the manga and the anime, kinda. But this part right here was so in character for her when she said, I mean, it smells like you and me smushed together. I can let that slide because she's a gyaru, so I can kind of let that slide. And the manga just says like, it smells like me and you mixed together, I think, somewhere in there, which is okay. I mean, smushed together, it's a gyaru, we'll let it go, okay? So there's some more missing content from this episode after she invites him to the house. When she invites him to the house, he's like thinking like crazy thoughts anyway. Of course, she greets him at the door, and they really are going, the studio really does know where fan service is at on this, because I'm like, I don't know how many times I've done seen Fuyuki's boobs pop up on screen, but it's whatever. I mean, it's not a really big deal anyway. He's like thinking what's about to happen, and we don't get to see the succubus Fuyuki that pops up in the manga. It's manga only. They cut that out of the anime for whatever reason. I don't know. Trying to make sure everything gets like crunched in, but that's another thing that was missing. The thing that was off about this part as well was probably the design after Fuyuki spills the katsujin on her. Now, she spills the katsujin on her and changes clothes. When she changes clothes, it's pretty much like a nightgown that she rocks. She's rocking like a nightgown now. And in the manga, it is more like detailed compared to the anime. The anime makes it look generic. I'm gonna be honest with you. Fuyuki has huge tits. Huge anime titties. What can you do? Like, that's really what this is all about. And it makes up for like wearing that generic ass paper bag that she has on. And the last thing that was cut out of this was when they were watching the movie, he's shocked by like the voices he's hearing behind him as he's watching the movie. And he's thinking to himself like, what's happening here? In the manga, he's thinking that she's like playing with herself. But the anime doesn't even do that. It just skips it and shows her like sleeping, which I mean is fine too. So they cut some things out. They cut kind of like the ecchi down, I guess you can say, in a way. I'm surprised that this was left in there. It has a lot of ecchi in it for something that cuts out the other ecchi. But overall, I'd say first episode is a good 8. It was a good 8. I did enjoy myself, besides kind of the weird translations that came in. I mean, the ecchi is pretty tame, so I can't wait to see more of it. I might make another video of it if something piques my interest. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think about Hokkaido Gals are super adorable. Like impressions for the first episode. Let me know what you think. And you know, subscribe and follow on socials as usual. Until next time, keep it wavy, squad. I am out of here.